In the darkness of the night, her eyes did not need much time to adjust to the indoors because the gaming hell was kept in dim lighting, the lanterns and sconces burning low. Dozens of tables occupied the main room, which might have acted as a ballroom were this a traditional home, but there was nothing traditional about this scene. Various card games were being played out. The players ranged in age and gender. Some of the faces were tense, others loose and jovial, flushed from an excess of spirits. Liveried servers wove through the rooms, quick to indulge, keeping glasses full to the brim. A small dais at one end boasted a string quartet. Idly, Mercy wondered where her brother had sat when he was here. Which table had he occupied whilst he gambled away their lives? Was the man who owned her family lands here even now, sitting at one of these tables, taking the livelihood from another wretched soul as easily as he had taken it from her brother? She'd known it had been an easy task. She knew that because she knew her brother. Many an evening had she played whist with Bede after dinner. Always she won. She won, and she had no special training at cards. She had only ever played with family, or infrequently with Imogen. What made the fool think he could win against the seasoned players of a gaming den? With the owner of this gaming hell, no less. She might be the best card player in her family, but she had no such illusion that she could stroll in here and handle herself against this veteran crowd. She would reclaim her home, but not in a traditional game of cards. No, her methods would be more questionable than that. Mercy reached out to touch the arm of a woman who had just finished topping off champagne to the occupants at a table. "Pardon me, is Mr. Masters in the house this evening?" The server looked her over from head to toe in a slow perusal. "He is here most every evening," she answered as though that was widely known information. "And day." That information matched what she had been able to learn about Silas Masters. He kept no other address. This place was his sole residence. He worked and dwelled here. Mercy nodded slowly and glanced over the room, pretending that she felt no real sense of urgency and was not on the verge of breaking any laws tonight. "Ah, and might you point out the gentleman to me?" "You don't know him by sight?" The woman looked amused as she asked the question. No." "Interesting." Again with that almost smile. "What is?" "It is just that most women who are looking for Silas Masters know what he looks like." Her lips curled in a full-fledged smile now. "That is why they are looking for him." Mercy shifted on her feet nervously. "Well, I don't know." Her voice faded as the woman raised her hand and pointed. Mercy followed her direction to a second-floor balcony, and the small group sitting there looking down upon the ground floor as though it was their small kingdom. Mercy's gaze skipped over the grey-haired gentleman and the lady, settling on the man at the centre of the trio. He acted as a magnet, sucking in everything, especially her awareness. "That's him there. Nice, Yes, that was him. Silas Masters. She had deduced as much. "Oh," she breathed. "Oh, indeed," the server chuckled. Mercy nodded, understanding at once why women might wish to seek the company of Silas Masters. Aside from his apparent fortune, he was quite something to behold. He possessed the kind of dangerously good looks one might expect from the owner of a gaming hell, or the gatekeeper to an antechamber to hell. Thick, dark hair longer than fashionable fell past his ears, and yet this man made it look good, enticing, a style all of his own. Other men might attempt to replicate the look, but they would only look foolish and unkempt. It was the whole parcel of him, hair, face, the impressive breadth of his shoulders looming above the balcony, a closely trimmed beard dusting his jaw and cheeks, sensually curving lips that promised sinister delights. From across the distance, the colour of his deeply set eyes was indeterminate beneath the dramatic slash of thick eyebrows, but Mercy imagined them to be equally dark. They were certainly intense as they looked down on his domain. She thought they fixed on her, but in the dimness it was only conjecture and a vague sense. Her imagination was running wild. She was one person in a room.